My favourite band that we've played with that I listened to on Triple J as a kid was Magic Dirt. They were so cool, and they're like, Adelita is hands down the nicest person in the Australian music scene, no question. She is so sweet. And they were just like, oh, do you want to come back to our motel and play dominoes with us afterwards? And we were like, okay. Like, all of us huddled around the tiniest little table, all playing dominoes together. It was so cool, and all of us were just pinching ourselves, being like, this is so awesome.
This
like,
is peak life.
Yeah, this is something I'm going to remember forever.
Yeah, so sometimes as tattooers, we are forced into very awkward, anxiety-ridden situations that we just kind of have to fucking handle. It's it's a good time every day.
Dyeing your own hair is like a way of grabbing a little bit of control in your life when you feel like you have none. Because it's just like, okay, there's all this stuff going on. I feel like I'm spiraling and there's nothing I can do about any of it. But what I can do is I can dye my hair.
Like, yeah, first time tattooing eyelids, but, you know, I've spoken to enough other tattooers about it. And it was a learning progress for both of us. But no, it was pretty quick, pretty easy. Well, I'm pressing a needle right, you know, like 2 inches above his eye.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, Billy was just like, would you be keen to do some eyelids? And I'm like, I am keen. Let's do this shit.
I know for me, like when I first started getting tattooed, it was all like a body confidence thing.
100%.
Because it was just like, I don't like this part of my body, so I'm going to put a really cool tattoo on it, and then I'm going to not want to ever cover it up again. I'm going to rearrange all of my wardrobe so that I can show off this particular body part and be like, oh, did you see my sick new tatty? How sick is it?
Because, you know, let's admit it, tattoos are fucking sexy, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And you do feel more and if it makes you feel more confident in your skin and makes you feel better, then that's one of the best things we can do for someone.
Yeah.
Give them a cool tattoo that makes them feel better, makes them look cooler.
Yeah.
We're in the what is it? We're in the industry of making people look cool.
Yeah, 100%.
Welcome to Freestyle Studio, Series 1 of Getting a Tattoo While Doing a Podcast. We are live from Freestyle Tattoo Studios with none other than Josh and Alice. Welcome, guys.
Hey guys, how we going?
This crazy little idea where we're 2 weeks in, and want to firstly thank you, Josh, for having us in your guest suite for the last few weeks. It's been awesome to chat to everyone here.
Oh, it's been a pleasure.
And finally, we get to have you in the chair as well. So very keen to have a chat with you both about what we're doing. But for those that are watching live, please drop your questions in the chat for the team here, because we're going to be going for a bit over an hour. So anything you've ever wanted to know about tattooing, please let us know. We got two of Canberra's most creative here in the studio, so plenty to chat about. But yeah, I'll throw it over to you, Josh. What are we doing first up, and yeah, what's the game plan?
So yeah, we're going to be doing Alice's foot here.
Yeah, live crucifixion.
Yeah, if anyone's like had their Tootsie tattooed before, she's spicy. But I'll be gentle.
What am I doing?
I'll be gentle.
What am I doing?
No, Alice is very akin to tattooing.
Yeah, so I know how much this is going to suck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you just got your chest blasted, didn't you?
Yeah, for 4 hours.
Yeah, it'll be fine. Who did you chest again?
Sarah Helen.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
At a Hot Copper. Shout out to Sarah. She's awesome.
Yeah, I saw it when you posted. I was like, oh, that looks sick.
Yeah, it's pretty freaking cool. I'm not going to lie.
All right, ready to dive?
Ready to die? Yeah.
All right, let's go.
And Alice, what design have we got today? What have we got on here?
So we've got a kind of ghosty looking, I don't know, I like his dirty little face skull in a flaming heart, which is exactly what it feels like, with a huge scythe coming down as well. So I feel like it looks like as painful as it is.
It's only because we're starting down near the knuckles. It'll get better as we go high.
My toesies.
Yeah, I know. Little piggins.
I can't even get a pedicure. I don't know what I'm doing right now.
about to say, yeah, you should have gotten a pedicure beforehand and, get your nails painted, get them all get a camera
it's
ready.
It's going to be like stencil and ink and stuff all through them. I'll just ruin them instantly.
Yeah, this is true.
Oh, man.
So how long has it been since you put down the tools, put down the machine?
I think it's been just over 2 years now.
Oh, damn.
Yep. Feels like it was yesterday.
Context, if you didn't know, Alice used to be
I
a pretty
did.
fucking awesome tattooer.
Ah, thanks.
Still is. I'm sure if you picked up
soul.
a machine, you could rock a tasty line again.
I mean, I've still got my machines, but I haven't serviced them for a really long time, so I don't know how they would run. But a week before I stopped tattooing, I dropped my favorite machine and it stopped working. And then I went in my car and cried for a little bit because I was like, why couldn't this have happened after I did my last tatty? Oh, well, them's the breaks, I guess.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, yeah, that's me. And some fun ones. Like, it's such an awesome career to be able to do something artistic, even though everyone tells you when you're going through school, like, oh, why are you so focused on art? You're never going to make any money out of it or make a career or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then as soon as you're 18, you're just like, well, I'm making money out of it and I'm making a career out of it, so ha ha ha.
Yeah, there's not a lot of career paths for, creatives to really actually, make money apart from the more, corporate ones, graphic design and stuff like that. That was, my biggest thing leaving high school. Was like, cool, what do I want to do? Oh, well, I would like to, paint and draw and do creative things to make a living, but, what are my options? And at that time, graphic design was the only kind of thing that was readily available or seemed possible, apart from just being oh, I'm gonna be a painter.
Yeah, but that's so being a painter or just being someone who just sells just straight up artwork is really hard.
It's so hard
because you need to sell it for so much to make it worthwhile and make it worth your time as well, because you're putting so much into it. But finding a buyer, it's something that you go out and pop champagne for. It's not something that happens very often. So being someone who can just sell your artwork just straight up with no, it's a tattoo or it's a graphic design or something like that, doesn't have any kind of ulterior purpose rather than just being art, is really fucking hard.
I think that's the difference of creative industries of being creatives as a service, photography, graphic design, tattooing, and creative as actual artists. I am just painting or doing what I want to do and then somehow making money off of it. I know some people just duct tape bananas to walls and they make millions.
Well, yeah.
Fuck.
I mean, get with the times, man. What are we doing? But yeah, it's so different as well, because when you're a graphic designer or a tattoo artist or something like that, you still get to do stuff that you really want to do, as in stuff that you've just come up with and been this is cool, does anyone want it?
Yeah.
But 9 times out of 10 you're going to be doing something that is, that has a brief to it. So it's not necessarily something that you've just sat there and just sort of organically created. It's been stimulated by someone else's ideas.
Yeah, to the client's specs, right?
Yeah.
And I think that's still with tattooing too, because a lot of our work's mix is hey, here's Flash and stuff that I drew up that I really want to tattoo, and people yeah, I dig your stuff and I want to get it tattooed, and cool. And then a lot of the other times, especially for if you're working in a street shop or a walk-in shop, or you're just trying to fill your week, it's hey, here's what I want, and I'm cool, I'll tattoo it for you. And it might not be something that I'm keen on tattooing or even motivated, but we've got a professional service that we need to perform. We need to do a really nice clean tattoo for you, even though it might not be something that we're super down to draw. We still have to find the joy in doing a really good fucking tattoo.
Yeah.
For the client, and that's part of it.
That's a huge part of it.
Yeah.
Seeing how stoked someone is when they look in the mirror when they've gotten a tattoo that they've been wanting, especially one that they've been wanting for years and years and years, and they finally bite the bullet and get it, and then they get it and they've had a good experience with you, and you've done exactly what they wanted you to do, and you've like done a really freaking good job, and it's nice and clean, and they look in the mirror and they're just so stoked that it's just on them. And you know, sometimes you get a couple of criers as well, which is really cute as well. But like, you know, I'm just like, oh, can I give you a hug? And he's like, yes, you can give me a hug. This is lovely. But yeah, there's nothing worse than someone looking in the mirror after they get their tattoo finished and just giving you nothing. And they just look at it and they're just like, yep. It's like, oh,
And like that,
do you like it?
yeah, you're like, shit. Do you like the tattoo? Like, are you sure? And it's like, and some people just like that. They're just very non-reactionary and just like,
Yeah.
they're like, cool.
They might be genuinely really stoked about it, but they just don't show it to you.
Yeah, and it kind of throws you for a loop because you're like, because we get the spectrum of people who are like, yeah, crying and, you know, I love it, thank you so much, and like, so like, and then yeah, on the other spectrum it's like, yeah, dope. And you're like,
or just not even dope. They just look at it and they're just like, yeah, so how do I look after it? And it's like, oh, you don't want to look at it for more than like 2 seconds? I put a lot of work into it, and like, you know, I really want you to be happy with it.
it almost feels transactional then.
Yeah. I mean, I guess it is to a degree, but I don't know. It's nice when you can build like a good connection with a client as well, and I don't know, you can get a better understanding of what the tattoo is going to mean for them. And like, I know for me, like when I first started getting tattooed, it was all like a body confidence thing.
100%.
Because it was just like, I don't like this part of my body, so I'm going to put a really cool tattoo on it, and then I'm going to not want to ever cover it up again. I'm going to rearrange all of my wardrobe so that I can show off this particular body part and be like, oh, did you see my sick new tatty? How sick is it?
I think that's a big one with tattooing too, the body confidence. Like you because you know, let's admit it, tattoos are fucking sexy, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And you do feel more and if it makes you feel more confident in your skin and makes you feel better, then that's one of the best things you can do for someone.
Yeah.
Give them a cool tattoo that makes them feel better, makes them look cooler.
Yeah.
We're in the what is it? We're in the industry of making people look cool.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. It's funny as well when you have a client that's like been with you since like their first tattoo.
Yeah.
And then you've been tattooing them for years, and like by that point they're like absolutely covered, and then they're just like a totally different person by the end of it as well.
My client today, Connor, has been getting tattooed by me since I think my first year tattooing. First tattoo we did on was like a little 8-pixel Mario. He came in with a matching tattoo.
I
with
remember
him and his friend.
that.
Yeah, you remember that one? Yeah. Yeah, his friend got Luigi and he got Mario. And yeah, he's still getting tattooed by me. And like today, we were talking about like I think we did an astronaut on his forearm back when he first started getting tattooed. It was like kind of black work, line work kind of style. And he's like, yeah, dude, like, would you be keen to like blast over this? And I'm like, yeah, because he like it's not him anymore. It's not his style anymore. He doesn't resonate with that tattoo anymore. So he's just like, yeah, can we blast over it? I'm like, yeah, what do you want to do, man? I think we're going to do like a bit of a riff on like a biblical angel. I'm just going to do a big sick eye with some like angel wings, heavy kind of black, and just blast right over it.
Yeah, cool.
No laser, no fucking around. Just hit that shit real hard.
Yeah, fuck laser. Oh god. Have you had laser? You have on your wrist.
Yeah, only one session, then I stopped.
Oh, it's horrible. It's so horrible.
I didn't hate the tattoo that much.
Oh, mate. No, that's the worst. Like, I think all of the tattoos that I have now, which is not very many, that I don't really resonate with anymore, I'm just keeping them anyway, because I'm just like, can't deal with the pain of laser. Like, getting them is hard enough, but laser is just a whole other demon. It's just like,
nah, just blast over, mate.
yeah, that's the plan. Because like, at least getting a tattoo, as soon as like the line is finished or the shading's done or whatever, as soon as like you've left the skin, it's just like, oh, okay, I can breathe again. But with laser, it's just like burn, and then they stop, and it's like, excuse me, it's still burning.
Yeah.
Can we stop this? Because this is horrible.
To people who haven't gotten laser before, it kind of feels like someone's slapping your skin with like like a rubber band, but the rubber band's like lit on fire, and there's also electrocuting you at the same time. And then afterwards, it just feels like the worst sunburn you've ever had.
Oh, not even like, because I had to get like part of like on my chest, I was getting one partially removed so that I could get something put on top of it, and yeah, it just felt like someone had just taken like a saucepan off of a stovetop and just put it on my chest and just left it there. And it was just like sinking into my skin. And I was just like, this is, how the fuck do people do this? Seeing people getting laser on their faces or like their whole back piece or something done, it's just like, I don't
know how fucking Pete Davidson did it. Holy shit. Apparently he dropped like a crazy amount of money on the amount of like layers he had to get. Ugh.
Yeah, no. I've known people as well that are just like, yeah, I don't really like my sleeve anymore. I'm just going to get it lasered off and get another one. So it's like, you say that.
No, that's what blackouts are for.
Yeah.
Just get a sick blackout.
Yeah, it's interesting seeing the amount of people getting blackout tattoos now that don't have anything underneath. Like, that's just the go-to. Is just like, I'm just going to black it out now. And it's like, okay.
It used to be the thing that, like...
I have no options left, so I have to black it out.
Well, I think, yeah, like, the first people doing were, like, you know, like tattooers, people in the industry who are like, you know, when you're a tattooer, you kind of start getting pretty shitty tattoos.
Yeah. Or you do them on yourself.
Yeah, so you accrue quite a shit sleeve. And then people are like,
or
oh, man.
like right here as well.
Yeah.
Just like right on, like just above your knees, because the easiest thing to reach is just here.
The practice spots.
Yeah, here, and then like just above the ankle on the inside, because that's you just sitting in a chair just being like, I don't know, I'll do like a little Kirby on my leg today or something because I got nothing else to do.
Well, speaking of those first few tattoos, we got a question from Tinker Toink, who wants to know what is the actual process of becoming a tattoo artist in the first place. So, what is the $64,000 question? Yeah.
Who's going first?
I'll break it down to easy steps. Step one.
Are you going to wrap it?
No, fuck no.
Okay, well.
Step one, go get tattooed.
Yes.
I think that's the major one. Like, if you're wanting to become a tattoo artist, you should want to get tattooed. Also builds, you know, that's how you get to know people who are tattooers. And
establish relationships.
Yeah, there you go. So yeah, step one, go get tattooed. Step two, draw. And just do and repeat that step a lot. And I don't mean just, you know, draw a few things in the iPads. I mean, really, like, you know, fuck around with the drawing. And I think it's different because, like, when I first started drawing, it was only, you know, pen and paper. And I was doing pen and paper till, like, all the way up to my, you know, mid-late 20s to 30s before, you know, iPads were even really a thing. Because you can only go so far on iPad. iPad can, like, if you've got the skills, you can do some crazy stuff with the iPad, but I feel, and I'm finding this out now, being on the iPad for so long, it's almost restrictive, in a sense.
I feel like you kind of forget as well.
Yeah.
Like you forget the flow of stuff.
100%. So, I do say, like, yeah, really fuck around with, like, traditional mediums of art, not just, you know, digital. I know it's very easy to pick up an iPad and just draw at your leisure, but there's something to be said about, you know, actual drawing skills. I feel that it takes you a lot further. But yeah, you got to draw a lot. One thing that I think most, you know, artists or even studios are going to look for in, like, someone's portfolio is, like, progression. We don't want to really see, you know, the top 10 best hits, you know, the stuff that you've just did this week. We want to see, you know, what you've been drawing for the last couple of years and how you've progressed and how you've changed. Because that shows, you know, is this person teachable? Is this person able to adapt to different styles? Because especially, you know, in your beginning years tattooing, you're not going to get to really do exactly what you want. You're going to have to do a bunch of, you know, in our case, I think it was still nautical stars, Southern Crosses, and tribal.
Oh, yeah. When I first started, it was like Day of the Dead candy skulls
Oh,
and stuff
my
like that.
God, yes.
That's what was really in.
Oh, I haven't. Oh no, I did a candy skull last year, and I
Yeah.
was like, that was fun doing a candy skull.
It was candy skulls, and it was like the girls with like the Day of the Dead mask thing.
Yeah.
They were insanely popular when I started tattooing.
Oh, the Chicana's coming back. The Chicana girls are coming back into style.
I mean, everything kind of lingers. Like, nothing really goes out. I mean, still been doing tribal forever.
Well, tribal came back just in cyber sigilism form.
In what form?
Cyber sigilism.
Bless you. What did you say?
So, you know cyber
No, I
cyber
don't.
sigilism. You know the crazy thin tribal stuff.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
It's just tribal, just with less black.
Looks all like kind of chromy and stuff.
Yeah, but it's still tribal at the end of the day.
It's still that shape, and it's still that flow.
Yeah, I dig it though. People hate on it, but I'm like, I don't mind it. It looks kind of cool.
I don't really hate on any tattoos, except white tattoos. What's the
Yeah,
point? What are you
yeah.
doing?
I'm glad that fad died. To be perfectly
Hated
honest.
that. Come back in 2 days, and they're like, I can't see it anymore. It's just like, well, yeah, because it's white ink, and you're white, so of course you can't see it anymore.
Contrast.
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 This is why you get black outline for everything. It's that longevity. Like, even getting like color outlines as well can, I don't know. I've never really seen it last well after like even a few plus years.
No, that already oxidizes and goes that kind of yellowy color.
Yeah.
Yeah, not great.
Yeah, it's not great.
That was step 2, and step 3 is rejection.
Yeah.
Step 3 is rejection. Not everyone's case. You know, sometimes you get really lucky and you're just in the right place at the right time, or you know the right person.
That was me.
But a lot of time you'll be like, asking studios like, "Can I have an apprenticeship?" And they'll be like, "No." Doesn't mean that's it for you. It just means try again.
Yeah.
Getting into tattooing and tattooing in general is not easy. So,
Well, it's so high competition.
especially now.
Why especially now?
I feel with like the availability of stuff online and the whole drop shipping stuff, it's just so much easier for people to kind of like dabble. Like
Yeah.
I remember when I was like early 20s, 18, I was like, the only thing you could get was like a really cheap like machine from like eBay, and it was like cheap aluminium or like just the worst coils, like the worst machine you could ever run.
Yeah, and
And
they
there's no
put stuff on backwards too, so that if you did order it and then you tried to use it and it wasn't working properly, you had no idea why.
Exactly. So I feel like it was a lot harder, and obviously there was no instructions. Now there's so many TikTok and Instagram accounts of people kind of like, oh, this is how you do it. Not necessarily the right way too. A lot of it's wrong. A lot of it's wrong.
I'll give you a real hot take.
Oh yeah.
Do not learn how to tattoo from a tattoo school.
Please.
Whatever the hell that even is. It's just not, like, it's just a frickin' scam. They just want your money. It's not how you do it. You're not going to learn good technique. Like, you need to learn under people who do it every damn day. And be, like, in places like this, sitting right there, watching, understanding, like, how, like, how your needle's really working, like, how far you're actually pushing it in, what kind of, like, give you need to have, what kind of technique's going to work for you, what kind of machines are going to work for you, because everybody's different.
Yeah. But also, people these days want instant satisfaction, instant gratification. They want it now.
Yeah, well, tattoo apprenticeships do not happen quickly.
Well, they shouldn't. Some do, unfortunately, but
Well, yeah, a good one doesn't.
yeah, I don't think so.
But a good one also doesn't take too long, that
No.
being said.
Well, that's it. Like, it's so hard to quantify what makes a good apprenticeship, because I think most tattooers don't even know that answer. It's so ambiguous, depending on your mentor, It's just like, it's almost like the perfect storm. It's hard to quantify.
Who was your mentor?
Well,
Did you have one?
Well, yeah, we came up at a studio together. It's not around anymore, but I would say our mentors were like, or at least my mentors were like, all still tattooing in Canberra, actually. Joel, Nico, Kylie, and Charlie.
Yeah, you had some good ones.
Yeah, like it was a good melting pot of like instruction and people to watch and learn from. Shout out to all those guys.
Especially if you want to see a really hell of an underrated tattooer in Canberra, go check out Nico. I think it's Nikos1
Nikos1
on Instagram.
Even Charlie's like and Kylie are highly
like they're
underrated.
amazing, but like
their stuff's like world stage level and
yeah, but like Nico does like the cleanest line work I've ever seen in my life. He did that. There was like a mandala that he did in this guy's armpit a little while ago, and I was like, how the fuck do you do that clean in that kind of a place? Because armpits, like, one, putting a stencil of a mandala in an armpit is just stupid hard. And
that sounds like an aneurysm
there,
having waiting to happen.
I wouldn't be able to do it. I think
Nah.
I'd have a mental breakdown.
Same.
But just putting the stencil on would be hard enough. But then there's tattooing it, because it's one of the most painful places to get tattooed. Because if you can imagine, it's one of the most ticklish places on your body, so it's pretty sensitive.
Not
And
to mention the sweating.
It sweats.
Yeah, here we go.
Yeah, Nico.
Yeah, it's clean.
He's so bloody good. He's done back pieces on both me and Josh.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right too. We're sure. Yeah, back pieces.
Yep.
Back
Still haven't got mine finished. I'm sorry, Nico.
back piece.
It's because I went with colour and you got black and grey, and I heavily regretted it.
we were going to go color, and then I was like, maybe we just keep it black and grey.
He already put some colour on me in the top.
Nah,
We haven't
you
like
committed.
yeah, and then I committed, and I was like, fuck.
That actually follows with a good question from Lyrical Lemonade, who I know has been watching a few episodes, so thank you for watching, who asked top 5 artists of all time.
Ooh,
All time.
fuck. Are we talking like tattoo specific? Are we going to say tattoo
Let's
specific?
go with tattoo artists. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Otherwise, yeah, that gets very broad, doesn't it? You go first. I need to think.
Emily Rose Murray.
Yeah.
100%. I've got one of her pieces on my calf, and it's probably what I would say is my most valuable tattoo, because she's so incredible, and I worshipped her for such a long time, and I still do. I think she's fucking amazing. And I remember being in America just for funsies like 7 years ago or something, and I was staying in a hostel called the Green Tortoise in San Francisco. And there was this woman that I met there, and she was a tattooer from Oklahoma City. And we went and got a piece of pizza together and just hanging out. And she said to me, like, we'll just talk about tattoo artists in Australia. And I was like, who's your favorite tattoo artist in Australia? And she was like, oh, Emily Rose Murray, hands down. And I was like, oh, yeah. And so I, like, lifted my leg up and pulled my pant leg up. And was just like, there you
Check
go. And
this
she was
out.
just like, holy shit. And she took like 20 photos of it. She was so stoked that I had an Emily Rose Murray tattoo right in front of her. But yeah, she's probably got to be one of my number ones. I reckon Eddie Lou in Newcastle.
Mm-hmm.
She runs FLT Studio. She's incredible. All of her stuff is so detailed, and she's just an amazing artist and an amazing person, and yeah, just one of those people that's just oozing talent, and you're just like, come on, you got to share it around. You can't hold it all. This isn't fair.
It's not fair.
But yeah, she's incredible. And man, who else? It's so hard to
Lyrical Lemonade is Connor, by the way.
pick. Connor.
He wanted me to say.
Yeah, I know who Connor is. Hey, Connor. Connor is a very dedicated client who's also been getting tattooed by me and pretty much everyone. He is a tattoo connoisseur.
Oh, okay.
I suck because I find it very hard to remember people's names and also then their Instagram handles. So, but I'll do my best. So not just artistry, but I also kind of like, since we're broadening on tattooing, I'll also like broaden it to the way these people kind of operate as tattooers, because I feel that's also very important. So I'll lead with like Jake Stratt, who I think's just an absolute lord in the industry. He just does so much, and I don't know how he does so much.
That's what I think of. That's how I think of you.
No, Jake clips me. He's got like podcasts. He's doing guest spots. He's traveling, doing conventions. He's tattooing at like he tattooed at like Knot Fest and the Blues Fest. He's just always got like fucking pokers in the fire. He's always doing stuff, and he's just always just the most happy, positive, happy, chill dude. And I'm just like,
Doesn't seem exhausted at all.
No, it's fucking crazy. I'm sure he is, but he doesn't fucking show it. And that's for me, that's pretty fucking inspiring. Said that too. Also, the tattooing is also red hot.
Mm-hmm.
And same vein, MJ Forrest, Corpus in Melbourne, same thing. Tattoos are clean as hell, but like the way he operates as a tattooer as well is just like something that like I think most tattooers should inspire to do, is just like being really active and putting back into tattooing. Then in general, tattooers that I probably want to get tattooed by in the next, hopefully, a year or two when I actually get the time to actually go get tattooed. Would love to, I'd probably say Wick Collins in Wollongong. Love the dude's style, love the dude's stuff. Crampton, who works at Clover Tattoo in Melbourne, does some really beautiful Japanese stuff that I would love to have on my body. God, the list goes on and on. I blank on people's names and Instagram is really hard. It's a problem for me. So I normally need my phone out and be like, yeah, that person, I know the fucking name. It's on the tip of my tongue, but I need to bring it up. But
That's awesome.
there's so many. I might have to do like a little story shout out to answer that question.
The official top 5 coming
Yeah.
soon.
Oh, David Lagoon as well. God, I love his stuff. All of his prints, and it's all just like super clean and Japanese, but also really gay, and I love that.
On that vein, Adrian
Hing?
Yeah,
Baby, woo!
yeah. There you go. Yeah, same vein. The dude paints like nothing else. His paintings are amazing, and his tattoos are amazing. And him. There's just so many. The thing is, like in Australia, there are so many good tattooers. If people just like really start looking, there's some amazing talent here. You don't need to go overseas. You don't need to travel to get.
No, you'll run out of skin just being in this country.
Yeah, there's an immense level of talent here, and people who travel to Australia to tattoo here as well. So
Yeah.
Yeah, you just gotta get on the gram and start looking, because they're out there.
You don't have to look hard. There's just some studios as well where like literally every single artist is just phenomenal.
Just they breed great artists.
Yeah. Sorry, it hurts.
I know, it's okay. Twitches don't bother me none.
I'm about to kick Josh in the face.
So I'm holding you down.
Not on purpose.
I'll get the duct tape out.
And another question from Kylo. Thank you for posting. We want to know roughly how many hours do you spend drawing in a week? Has your drawing helped you improve? So,
Good question.
I don't think you would even know, because I feel like you just draw forever.
Yeah, I'm trying to. So we'll break it down to like drawing for tattoos. Each client I have, it might be anywhere between 30 minutes to an hour, depending on the design. For each client, I normally have like between 5 to 10 clients in a week. So that's normally done in downtime, like at home, between clients in the morning, whenever I get time to really do it. And that's kind of why we say like tattooing is kind of hard, because there's a lot of stuff you have to do outside of hours.
It's more than a full-time job.
It's more than a full-time job. Yeah, 100%. Luckily, in my sense, so, if you have flash and stuff that you can kind of draw on, that helps, lighten the load. And that's why we do draw flash, so we've got designs ready done, so we don't have to be like, cool, I have to draw this whole thing tomorrow. I don't have to draw everything custom. Some people do still like to do that, which is great.
Yeah, that was part of the reason why I burnt out.
Yeah, doing those one-off designs will kill you.
Yeah, and it was just every day, every single day.
Especially when you got to draw like maybe something of the same subject matter multiple times. Like I remember there was a week I had to draw like 3 tigers.
Yeah,
I love drawing tigers, but after the third one I was like,
my passion for tigers is waning.
Yeah, I need a break from tigers for a hot second. But then like especially now, currently I'm trying to progress myself in my drawing, because I feel like I've not gotten worse, but I feel like I've lost something. So I've like gone back on like drawing in sketchbooks daily, just no references, just straight from the brain, and just really try and just let my brain do the work instead of like, because most of the time I'll have references up and I'm drawing from the references as I draw. Whether it's the client's reference or I've got a I'm doing like flash from like a flash book, like one of my like reference books. So I'm always kind of like, I always have something in front of me to kind of like draw back on, and I feel that's kind of made me like I haven't flexed that muscle in a while.
That creativity, imagination muscle.
Yeah, which I think leads to more style with your drawing. Yeah. So that's what I'm trying to go back to, and trying not to draw on references as much, and trying to just let my brain do its thing. And then there's also like the painting and stuff, the stuff for projects. So like I'm doing another major suit this year, and that's going to be
a lot.
Probably yeah, another like 40 plus hours of like painting to go.
Oh, you're a man.
Yeah, I know. So there's a lot, and I'm terrible because I get like what's it called, like task paralysis, or the task where you have to start a task but then you can't, so you procrastinate, and then it makes it worse.
Hey, ADHD, what's up?
Yeah, boy. So that's a killer too. But once it gets started, then it's all in.
That hyperfocus gets.
Then you get the hyperfocus. So it's, you've got the strengths and the weaknesses. But yeah, just trying to, when I'm doing that, trying to just even doing a quick random sketch just to get it going, and then I'm finding that helps. So I'm trying to find ways to make myself productive again. But to answer the question, a lot. It's at least 10 to 20 to 30 hours depending on the week. Some weeks are better than others. Like some weeks it's pretty chill, and then I'm like, cool, I actually get to play video games or go do other things. But then other weeks I'm like, cool, my week is drawing, and that is all my week is.
Yeah.
But I made that bed, I must lie in it.
Yeah, I remember multiple nights of like being in bed with my knees up, just like drawing on my iPad, and falling asleep with my iPad in my hands.
Yeah.
And just waking up and being like, oh, I didn't finish drawing that thing. Better keep going. Just before you even get your coffee in, it's just like, I've got to finish this stencil because my client's going to be wanting it today, and I got to pay my bills, and I don't want to disappoint people, and blah, blah, blah.
I think that, disappointing people, the people pleasing that some people don't have it, some people do. I definitely do.
Oh, me too.
So for me, like, I know like a lot of tattooers will, like, the client will come in, they'll draw it, with the client or in front of the client. I don't like doing that because I feel it takes up the client's time, takes up time that I could be tattooing as well. So for me, it's like always like drawing must be done for the client when they come in, so I can be like, here's what we got, and if we do want to make changes, we make changes.
I'd second guess myself too much as well if I was just doing it with them.
Yeah, and that's the difference. Like every tattooer's got a different process. So you can go to one tattooer and it's like, oh well, they did it this way, and then you go to another tattooer and it's like, well, they did it this way. Nothing's right, nothing's wrong. It's just we all have our creative process and what works best for us. So I think it's just about from a client's point of view, it's like just trust the process sometimes.
Yeah, and trust your artist. Like you've gone to them for a reason.
It helps. How you going, dude?
Oh, yeah. sucks.
Yeah, I know. We'll do, once we finish the line work, we'll do a quick little bit of Shane, because the Shane's pretty chill. I'll give you a little Bactine bath.
A little tweet.
A little tweet, and then we'll get the colour in.
Well, as we progress through the pain barrier, we'll keep the questions flowing, and anyone watching at home, keep them coming. Not every day you get to see behind the scenes of a tattoo like this. The crowd goes wild next door. We've got a question, another one from Tinker Tonk, or Toink. We got to talk about box dye. Where did the name come from?
The name came from because both me and Mel, who's the other singer in the band, we have had quite a tendency to dye our hair quite a lot. And it's box dye because it's always like cheap dye that we would just do ourselves. And I don't know, it was kind of, dyeing your own hair is like a way of grabbing a little bit of control in your life when you feel like you have none. Because it's just like, okay, there's all this stuff going on. I feel like I'm spiraling and there's nothing I can do about any of it. But what I can do is I can dye my hair, or I can try a new makeup style, or I can go and get my nails done or something like that. Just change up my look a little bit, and it can kind of give you a bit of a boost. So yeah, I think it kind of came from that. And like, I haven't actually dyed my hair for ages. Like, this dye job that I've got in now was from only like a couple of days ago, because we were doing a show and I was just like, I want to get punkier again. Like, I've had the natural hair for a couple of years now, and now I'm getting sick of it. But I think Mel dyed her hair like, it's like a dark maroony purpley kind of colour the other day, so she's still well into it.
Nice.
Yeah. That was a fun day, that music video that's playing in the background.
Such a great clip.
That was at the,
A lot of fun.
yeah, at the Belko Bowl. Putting a whole drum kit in there was pretty fun, and so was getting a whole drum kit out of there.
Yeah, but it's hard enough getting yourself out of there.
It is,
Let
it's
alone
really
a
hard.
full fucking drum kit. Holy shit.
Yeah, there's a picture of Mel somewhere where she was like trying to get out of the bowl so many times that she kind of just like lay down for a little while, just like But
Is that the strangest place your drum kit's ever been?
strangest place my drum kit's ever been. I mean, yeah, probably. Like, it's not really outside very much. Got a bit of sunshine. It was freaking hot that day too, and I was like looking straight into the sun the entire time we were filming, which is why my eyes are like through the whole thing. And my eyelids got sunburned, and not even like just the top, but like this bottom part got sunburned, and it was so freaking painful. And I still have, like, you can't really see them because I've got makeup on, but I still have these really intense freckles on my eyelids from that day, from getting so heavily sunburned just in my eyes.
Yeah, that would suck.
Yeah, I thought,
I guess
like,
the bowl's like a mirror, just
well, no, it was because
getting everything towards you. Like,
it was because it was like 2 p.m, like in summer, and I was literally just staring at the sun, and they're just like, all right, go. And I was like, yep. But it was heaps of fun. We got a bunch of local skaters and, just mates to just come hang out and give us a few woos and get some good B-roll. There's a great clip in there of Miles has just gone up to Mel and just like sat on her while he's farting, and she's like screaming at him. I think that's my favourite B-roll clip, and I'm so glad that they kept it in.
See, now people know the lore and context of that moment.
Yeah, well, that's what all of our pracs are like. It's just like, when do we need to clear the room because someone's done one that's just too smelly?
It happens. It's a bodily thing.
It's a totally intentional thing. Everyone's trying to gas each other out.
And you got a gig coming up, don't you?
When's our next gig? We've got a show at Descent on the 10th of May, which is an 80s prom night show.
Ooh.
So
Here we go. Head down to the green shed, get yourself some old clothes.
yeah, so find the frilliest, most hideous thing that you possibly can, and see if you can make prom king or queen. And we might do a couple of 80s covers, maybe. But yeah, that should be fun. Doing that with Nudamantis, and Aloria's going to be dropping some sick beats. But yeah, that's going to be a good one. Just did, not with Box Dye, Mel's got her own side gig, which is Nelly Nova. And yeah, just some of the songs that she writes for that are just absolutely phenomenal. She was playing on the weekend at Dancin' Fest, which I hope you all went because it was awesome. Yeah, cried twice. It was really good. And I went over to her afterwards and told her that I cried, and she pointed in my face and laughed at me. I was like, I love you too. But yeah, I've been doing a little bit of guest spotting with another local punk band called Sketch Method. I believe you had Zane on the other day.
Yeah. Great episode, so go check that out as well.
He's a
But yeah, we got the before and after Dancing Fest episode, so it's good to hear how it went.
Yeah, it was freaking awesome. Playing with Body Jar is a pretty big flex. And Press Club as well was so good.
How are you finding the camera music scene at the moment with like the venues? Because like we've just had like Transit and stuff close, and it's always
Transit wasn't doing
much
gigs anymore, so they haven't been doing gigs for ages. So,
and even like shaking hands, stuff like that. I feel like after like COVID, it's just kind of been like a weird landscape.
Yeah, because insurance for venues skyrocketed after COVID. It was going up by times 5. So it was just like, okay, well, it was already pretty hard to run a venue in the first place, because when you run a music venue, you're basically just breaking even all the time, and you got to do it for the love of it. You're not really making anything out of it. So then,
tattooing.
Well, at least with tattooing, I don't know. There's some people out there that seem to be really raking it in for tattooing, but venues, you just really have to be passionate about it. But when they upped all the insurance and stuff like that, and it was just impossible for anything to survive. Shaking Hand was only open for 9 months or something like that.
Yeah, it wasn't long. We remember was she there for your birthday? And next minute I was like, oh, it's closed.
And it's gone. Oh. Yeah, it's a real shame because it had so much potential and they got some really cool shows there. But yeah, it just ran out of money. Walked past it the other day and there's still liquor on the shelves in there.
Yeah, I saw the neon light and stuff was still on as well. I'm like, rack up that electricity bill. Who's paying that?
Yeah, I heard about that too. But yeah, it's really, really hard to run a venue at the moment. And
go support your local venue, guys.
Yeah,
go see a gig this week.
Yeah, do it.
Even if you don't know the band, just rock up. You'll probably enjoy it.
Exactly. How are you going to discover new music if you don't check it out? It's not expensive either. Just
no,
head out. Might be $10-15 or something, maybe 20, but it's so worth it if you want to keep that scene alive.
Hell, most of them I've gone to see a band and then I've seen the support or the opening act and I'm like, oh fuck, these guys are really good too.
Sometimes you like them more than the headliner.
100%.
No. But yeah, no, it's been getting a bit quiet on the venue front. But that's the thing with Canberra as well. Is we've kind of always had a pretty strong DIY scene as well. So even if all of our venues close tomorrow, God forbid, I still feel like there'd be people being like, hey, rock up to our, backyard this Saturday. We're going to have a gig in the shed, or, we're going to have a gig on a bridge somewhere or whatever. It's always kind of been a thing. Even when I first started going to shows, God, nearly 15 years ago.
Yep.
Just going to places like Lackluster and Crossroads and stuff on MacArthur Avenue and just watching people getting thrown out of windows and, eating shrooms in the front yard and...
Good old days, man. The good old days.
Yeah, it was heaps fun. And, it still happens. There was a show at Crossroads, I think, yesterday.
There's a I think it's this week, a gut wrench one at a Canberra bus stop.
Yes, there is.
In Hackett area. So yeah, you can still find some gems, and there are dedicated people working tirelessly to put on cool shit.
Keeping Canberra cool.
Yeah.
Canberra's cool.
Especially because I think our first time we actually met was like at doing a commit no nuisance back at the old La-di-Da's.
Throwback.
Yeah.
Wow, I totally forgot about that. Yeah, doing some live art.
Yeah, stuff like that was like so cool for the Canberra art scene. So I gotta rub my nose. Yeah, I wish someone would bring that back in some form. Or
Well, I mean, like, I feel like some of those guys are still hanging around somewhere.
they're hanging around. I don't know. Talking to you guys, you know who you are. Let's get the live art battles back going. They were good fun.
Yeah, well, like, a bunch of the artists who used to actually do them are still definitely around. Like, that feels like something, I don't know, more in, like, a realm of, like, maybe Sancho could put something like that on.
Sancho get the call out.
Yeah.
Call to action.
Yep, I'm putting it out there now. I'm not going to do anything. You can do it. And I'll show up and be like, yeah, this is sick.
Oh, I'll help organise. I'll throw my hat in the ring there.
Because you don't have enough to do.
That's my problem, right? Oh, project? I'll do that.
I'll do that. No worries, man.
Yeah.
Then it comes around and you're just like, oh, shit.
Why did I agree to do this? No, it happens. No, if it's something that, is fun and
It's about
makes
the
people-
reward, you know?
that's
like,
the reward is like
the emotional reward of just being like, I'm so happy that I got to be involved with this and help out and make something this cool happen. And like, I get to look back on this in years from now and just be like, hey, remember that thing that we did? That was really freaking cool.
100%.
I mean, like, Canberra's good at doing stuff like that.
We
Yeah,
are.
like-
We just need people to get like behind it. And
Well, that's the thing is, like, when you do have really cool stuff that's happening in Canberra, it's just a few people who are organising it and they just run themselves ragged doing it. Like, Bowl Jam's a perfect example of
yeah,
that.
100%.
The guys who run that work their freaking asses off. Shout out to Jim. Shout out to Woody. You guys are freaking amazing.
Put on a hell of a show every year.
Oh, yeah. The last one was so freaking cool.
I tattooed a guy who came down. He came and got like one of the little Bowl Jam flash pieces. Him and his mate did a overnight drive from Brisbane to come down for Bowl Jam. Like, that's the reach it gets. Like, people
There were
like
people here from Spain, dude.
yeah, dude. Like, people travel from so far just to come like check it out and see everyone go. And it's just like, yeah. When he told me that, I was like, dude, that's fucking sick.
It's so cool, and it was just, I don't know, just really good vibes. Everyone's just so into it, and, just seeing all these, like, ridiculously talented people just coming from, like, literally all over the world just to come have, like, a big party in the street for, like, 3 days is just so cool.
Put their bodies on the line and
Oh, my God, the broken bones. Like, all the guys who were talking about, like, oh, yeah, you know who I saw in the ER when I was there? Yeah, like, Ricky was there, and Mickey was there, and Gazza was there, and stuff. And, like, there was, like, a photo that I saw as well of, like, 3 guys who had all broken their arms on the same day, and they're just posing together, just like, ah.
Cast Brothers.
Ugh.
Oh, dude. Fucking...
Some of the slams, fucking hell. Like, you just hear, like, when you can, like, because I'm short, so I can't, like, see over the crowd
people.
that well. But there was, like, the street jam that was in Braddon. And it was just, like, the fucking huge ramp. And, like, they put the extension on it. And I just saw this guy get up there. And he had his board out. And he was, like, ready to drop. And he dropped in. And then I didn't see him come back up. And all I heard was everyone go, ooh.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, jeez. Oh, I saw someone lose all of his teeth as well.
Yeah.
That was full on. Oh, my God. He, like, came down and his board kind of, like, slipped out from underneath him. So he went face first into the ground and his teeth went through his lip, like just under the bottom lip, just here. And I saw the pressure on the teeth onto the ground, and then them just fly off of his face like little bullets. And he just got up, and he was just kind of wandering around, like going like, and a medic came over and was like, "It's okay, matey, just come over here," and just like led him to the tent. And it was like, fuck me.
Just running on that adrenaline.
Adrenaline?
Yeah, that's the word. I can't speak properly.
Yeah.
That's why I don't skate anymore. One, I'm too old, and if I fall, I'm out.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's
too risky. As much as like, because I used to skate to work and like catch the tram and scoot in and stuff.
Yeah.
But
you don't do that anymore?
No. Well, I live off the tram line now, so I just drive.
Yeah.
And I would skate through Grima, but it's an absolute landmined place right now.
Yeah.
It's well too hard. And I had a couple spills, like just oh, it's wet, and this particular paver is extra slippery today, and foot.
Yep. And
then my back hurts for a week, and I'm like complaining, and it's just like, yeah, when tattooing's the money maker, and if you're out for a week, because if you don't tattoo, you don't make money.
Yeah.
Gets a little bit scary if you put your body on the line.
You don't have any leave or anything like that. That's
no,
not how this works. Yeah, I remember a tattooer that I used to work with ages ago when I first started tattooing, and she used to like snowboarding and skiing and stuff, and I can't remember if it was snowboarding or skiing, but I remember her going on a snow trip, and when she came back, she'd broken both of her wrists. And I was like, well, not tattooing for the next like 3 months minimum.
Yeah, it's fucking brutal. How'd you go with the whole back pain?
Just being a permanent prawn?
Yeah.
Yeah, not very well. I usually, I try these days to have, really good posture. Like, when I'm drumming, I've had so many people comment on, wow, you got the best posture of any drummer I've ever seen.
Yeah. Everyone in the chat rate me on my posture, because I can't see. I could be slipping.
It's not that bad.
I'm doing...
I've seen way worse.
You could prawn.
But tattooing feet always makes you do that, too, because there's only so high that you can put the chair up. So I was just like, well, I got to see what I'm doing, so I'm going to get right in there.
Yeah, I try and, remember myself to be like, no, sit like this, Josh, be proper. But then you resort back to the little troglodyte stance.
Well, I used to do that. I used to go around to people's bays and stuff like that, and if I saw that they were really prawning themselves and they could put their chair up, the client chair up more, I would just go over there and just be like, stop tattooing for a second, and just pump it up for a little bit and just bring it right up to more desk level.
Well, I've got
stop killing yourself.
I've got razors on this bad boy to just get up that extra little bit. Just so it is at a desk height at least. I might need a D-mic for a hot second while I go get some special stuff for you.
Some special salve.
Yeah. Do I just unplug here or?
Yeah, that one. Yeah.
I'll be back. Play some elevated music while I'm going.
Play me off, Johnny.
Well, we got a few words of encouragement, Alice. So
you can do it.
3 Clam says,
oh, hey, Katie.
Alice, you are handling this tattoo like an absolute queen. Like I knew you would. So impressive. Love, Katie.
God bless. She's a nurse too, so she knows what it's like to be tough.
Yeah, so if you do have any more questions for the team, let us know. We've this the line work done, Josh, and we're into the
and shading.
Oh, shading's done.
We're on to colour now.
Shading's done. We're on to colour.
On to colour now.
I'm just going to do a quick little back-teen break.
Cool.
Daddy's little helper.
Play the back-teen music. Pressure's on now. Pick something, pick something.
do.
This can be the back music.
I
was hoping for the Centrelink.
There we go. Just let that sit for a hot second. Nice. Yeah, played. Trying to think of the question I had in my mind. It's just dissipated out of my head.
Sniffing too much of that Bactine, mate.
It's the good stuff.
It's the good stuff. Oh yeah, baby. Oh, it's stinging. That's how I know it's good.
Yeah, it stings for a bit, but then it makes everything better.
Just got to stretch that Achilles tendon out. She's getting tight.
Some hold music.
Are we still live there? People can see? Okay, good. So did we go off? Oh.
Yeah, man, we went off. Pop it.
Yeah, I think that's a good little segue. Numbing tattooing, and reaching into the sleepy time tats. That's a good one.
The sleepy time tats?
You know the sleepy time tats?
What the hell are you talking about?
When the dudes go under with anesthesia.
Do people actually do that?
Yeah.
What?
Someone actually died.
You need an actual
like
qualified anaesthetist to do that.
No,
why would you do that?
Yeah, that's the thing. Like I think like the first notable person to do it was like Post Malone, and I think he got
Post. Come on, man.
He got like blasted, and I'm like, so yeah, he got put under, got blasted, and now like sports stars and whoever has the money to pay the anesthetist and the tattooers, are just like going under, getting like back pieces and like 2 leg sleeves in a day, like 8 dudes working on one, and then they wake up and then they're like, that would be so like the waking up after the tattoo would be the worst shock on your body.
Yeah,
like I remember,
haven't like leaned into it at all. It's just straight up, just like, okay, you're in immense pain now.
The swelling, the pain, the shock on your body, everything would just suck so much. It wouldn't be worth it. And not to mention just the general risk. Yeah, like I don't, and then people are like, oh yeah, it's just, yeah, there we go. Look at that.
Fucking hell.
Mental.
And there's like 5 people tattooing too.
Yikes.
Yeah, and then you wake up and you're good to go.
That's insane. Why would you?
Also, like tattooing over like 3 other people would be just the worst. I could not think of anything worse.
Yeah, because like you're like stretching skin, like you're gonna be like hogging the blankets on this person the whole time.
It's pretty much the like give me the blanket back kind of situation through the entire tattooing.
I'm cold. Gimme.
And like with the guys like like you can't just go take a bunch of smoke breaks. You're on the clock. There's no.
Where's
chill.
my smoke break?
Yeah, and then like in the lower sense, I reckon it's like with numbing cream and stuff like that. Like this is like I call this like the helper. This gets you back over the line. But like I find with like numbing cream too, you put it on, especially more for like bigger stuff, like say like a back piece or like you're getting your chest done or something, and you use a bit of numbing cream, and then you get to that point where it wears off, and you haven't built into the pain at the time.
Straight into it.
It hits you all at once, and you're like, oh man, I'm out.
Yeah.
So it's like it's a weird one where like numbing cream can get you only so far before it stops being good.
Yep. It's led you into like a false sense of security, and then it just rips the rug out right from underneath you.
And then it's like,
why?
Now you're here all by yourself.
Mm-hmm.
No.
I wanted to ask you, Josh, about a recent tattoo, the eyelid tattoo you did.
Oh, Billy, yeah.
Yeah, how is that? Is that the first time you've done something like that?
Yeah.
And, what was the experience like?
It was fine. First time tattooing eyelids, but I've spoken to enough other tattooers about it that you kind of know by secondhand experience, and I know the skin type on the eyelid and how it's going to react and how it's going to work. And it was a learning progress for both of us. But no, it was pretty quick, pretty easy. I found probably the hardest part about it was like any like excess ink or just eye weepage. Like you got to have a stop so you can just dab the eyes because they're watering and stuff like that.
Eye weepage sounds like he was crying.
Sorry?
Eye weepage sounds like he was crying.
Crying. Well, I'm pressing.
Got to take care of that eye weepage,
Well, I'm pressing a needle right, like 2 inches above his eye. Yeah.
I'd be worried about like my eyelids just kind of like fluttering inadvertently while I was getting tattooed or something.
That's what I was also like preempting, but it was pretty chill. Like, yeah, it wasn't too much twitching or anything like that. Could have just been Billy. Billy sat very, very well.
Champion.
But yeah, no, Billy was just like, would you be keen to do some eyelids? And I'm like, I am keen. Let's do this shit. But at this point in my career, I'm like, there's not that many places that I haven't tattooed, and the ones that I haven't tattooed are like the ones that you don't get to tattoo very often. Like,
not in Canberra anyway.
Yeah, gooches, buttholes, private parts, and all that other fun stuff. And there's particular ways you have to tattoo those areas. And you don't know until you know. So the only way you can know is by doing it.
Yeah, you need
So-
someone to hold the cheeks, you know.
Yeah, you got to spread that stuff or wrap it around a Coke can.
I know people that have had to do stuff like that as well, and it just sounds like so unenviable.
Yeah.
Feel very lucky that I never had to do anything like that.
There's a reason why we have to charge a handling fee while tattooing certain areas. Let's be honest. But yeah, like I find the taste in Canberra with tattooing is a little bit on the conservative side. There's some people getting some real cool stuff, some freaky stuff. But
But you like go to Melbourne and there's people with like face tattoos all over the place.
yeah, it's interesting the culture that a place can have and determines what's popular. Like popular tattooing, like you go to Melbourne, trad's still king, and black work and stuff like that, and that's why so many people are there doing that. But you go somewhere else and that completely shifts. You might go down up to Brisbane and the coast, and black and grey realism is a little bit more on the popular side. It's interesting to see where tastes and styles kind of fall and resonate in different spots.
Even around the world. I mean, like if you think of like Japan, like you would think in Japan, like, okay, well, obviously Japanese style of tattooing would be king, but people love trad over there.
Yeah,
Which I found really surprising.
a lot of little trad studios around Tokyo and Osaka and stuff.
Yeah.
One notable artist, Scumboy, who I loved their work and I would love to get tattooed by him. Last time I was in Japan, Pat got a tattoo from him. We were hanging in his studio. He's a super nice guy. Super, super lovely. This is like, I was only like a year or two into tattooing, so I was like, I didn't want to be like, I'm a tattooist too. Because I'm like, I'm not.
I never want to tell people that I
No.
tattoo. I don't do that
No. But he called me like drawing stuff, and he's like, "Oh, what are you drawing?" And I was like, "Oh, Tiger and Rose." He's like, "Oh, do you tattoo?" And I was like, "I do."
ever. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, no, really cool guy. Does like very kind of folk arty style trad. Really kind of, he does a lot of these kind of dudes. The very like blank little skull ghost face. And I think that's actually, yeah.
That's me. That's how I feel on the inside right now.
Now,
that
yeah,
expression.
it's a good indicator. Actually, yeah, to be honest, there's a lot of like Scumboy influence from this, to be honest. To throw back to that. There we go.
Oh, man. I heard that coming out of my big toe.
Hear it vibrating on the old knuckles.
The tattoos where you can hear it sort of like resonating through your body. Like
That's
getting my kneecaps tattooed. Mate. Oh, my God. That
All right.
was probably the worst.
Your opinion, top.
Shittiest places to get tattooed.
Yeah.
This is terrible.
Yep.
I mean, kneecap's crap, but back of me is really crap. Like, that's not only difficult to sit through, but it's so hard to stay still because your leg just wants to go, But even just like the side of my kneecap, there's just like this little,
That little spot.
that little flabby bit right there. That
Yep.
sucked. Like, but you can hear when you go over the kneecap, it just goes da-da-da-da-da-da-da, and it's just like okay, and like going around the side when they're kind of like coloring in the side parts, and it's just like, oh, it just feels like they're trying to like shuck an oyster or something. It's real torture. And then the aftermath as well, because you're so swollen that you can't straighten your leg out properly. So you're kind of just hobbling around because your leg is just like, it's just so swollen that if you do straighten it, kind of folds in on itself.
Yeah, it's...
Oh, it's terrible.
Yeah, I normally tell clients, I'm like, all right, go home, put your foot up, grab a beer, and just don't do fucking shit.
Yeah, just lie down. Please
Yeah,
just lie down.
Don't do anything.
Yeah, back of the knee sucks. I mean,
I've met some people who've copped the ditch like it was nothing, and I was extremely impressed.
some people just sit there and just take it, and it is just incredible what some people can. I don't know, just the pain thresholds of some people is just.
Because everyone's different. Everyone has such a different pain tolerance. And yeah,
Yeah.
there's like some people like, oh, how's this spot? I'm like, like I would say like 60-40. 60 say it's pretty cool. 40% say it's shit. Really, really depends on the person. You don't
want to freak people out either. Like, if you've got someone who's in and they're kind of nervous about what they're getting and where they're getting it and stuff like that, you don't want to tell them, like, oh, yeah, this spot really fucking sucks. Because then they're just going to get so in their head about it and they're going to cope worse than they would have if you didn't say something like that.
Yeah, and, like, I think people need to know you can stop. Like, you can, like if we went on a podcast right now, Alice could be like, hey, dude, I think I'm done for the day. And I'll be like, that's cool, dude. Let me wrap you up and let's schedule an appointment to finish it off. And it's no big deal.
Yeah, and I'm live. And I'm
you've got pressure. You have to commit to the bit.
I sure do.
Yeah, unlucky. Don't worry, we're flying through.
Yeah, that back team did shit all.
Oh, I'm sorry.
There was like one little spot where it's like, oh, I don't feel anything there. And then it was just gone as quick as it came. So for that one little spot, cheers.
I can just hand you the bottle and you just can keep spraying while we go.
I'll just be pouring it on there. You won't know what you're doing. Bactine only really works like proper on broken skin, right?
Yeah. So like when I work shading, it hasn't really done. There's still a lot of unbroken skin we haven't tattooed. So
yeah, so it was more just like a mental thing for me.
That's
a little placebo.
I'd be able to go a little bit faster if I was using my coils, but I'm forced to use a pen.
Yeah, well, I'm glad you're not using your coils, because I feel like that would just blow my toes off.
Nah,
they're
gentle.
No, they're not. I've been tattooed by you before.
Stop it, you'll scare them away.
A good question here. From Deltoid.
What's up, Delts?
He asks, have you ever had anyone change their mind on a tattoo midway through the tattoo?
Yes.
Yeah, but like not in a bad way. More like, oh, can we do this a different color, or can you do this a little bit more? And I'm like, yeah, I can do that. You know, sometimes it's you can do shit on the fly and it's chill, and then sometimes it's like, hey, you know how we were doing a tiger? Can we make it a leopard? Nothing like that. How about you?
Yeah, no, I had someone change their mind halfway through because they didn't realize tattoos were permanent.
Oh, true.
Yeah, and then she just started crying, and I was just like, so do you want me to finish it? And we finished it, but yeah, she was really upset, and I was just like, I didn't realize that I had to tell you that this was permanent.
Pretty sure it kind of says that in the waiver.
This was in a not so legitimate shop that didn't really have those kinds of things. It was more like, I'm over 18, I'm not on drugs, and I've eaten in the last 4 hours or whatever.
The bare basics, right?
Yeah. Well, you would have thought that, like, you know, I understand that a tattoo is permanent would also be the bare basics, but no. That was really upsetting, and yeah, her mum came in and chewed me out for it later. I was just like, well, soz.
Kind of implied with the name.
I mean, I really would have thought that you would know, because I just thought that was common knowledge, but common knowledge ain't so common sometimes.
Or did it just sit in at that moment, like, hold on, this is, yeah.
Well, it's just also like, why did you think it hurt so much? Like, I'm embedding it in the skin.
I did have one person, we put the stencil on, and I think it was like her first tattoo. It was a very small, simple tattoo. And she goes, right before we started, like, oh, so this is like semi-permanent ink, right? And I was like, no. I'm like, this is permanent ink. Like, I'm going to put this in you, and if I do my job right.
Semi-permanent in that you might die one day and decay, but yeah.
Or you, like, go to the beach after the tattoo, and then it...
Oh my God, stop going to the beach after you get a tattoo. Jesus.
Yeah, don't do that.
It's the worst thing you can do.
But yeah, ours was semi-permanent. You know, I thought, okay, maybe it's like misinformation. I know there's like a lot of those like weird kind of reels and TikToks where it's like, yeah, it's like tattooing, but like it's not permanent. And people are like, oh, that's just a thing. And that's what she thought she was getting. I was like, no,
it's the standard.
It's gonna be permanent. And then, but she was like, yeah, okay. And she still got it. So I was like, cool. But I'm glad she brought that up at the stencil stage and not halfway through the tattoo stage, because that would have been, a very awkward situation.
It was extremely awkward. Oh. It was extremely awkward. I felt so bad, and I didn't know what to do, and I think I was only like fucking 23 or something at the time, so I was kind of going like, man, I need an adult.
I
don't
need
know
an
how to
adult.
handle this.
Yeah, so, sometimes as tattooers, we are forced into very awkward, anxiety-ridden situations that we just kind of have to fucking handle. It's it's a good time every day.
Yeah. Yeah. It's I think the most awkward client I ever had was this guy. It was when I was still doing an apprenticeship. So when you do an apprenticeship, you kind of just do whatever comes your way.
Mm-hmm.
And he wanted a full Raiders half sleeve, like Canberra Raiders half sleeve.
Sick.
And I was like, cool. Well,
Mal Meninga
really?
just Mal Meninga just chugging on some milk.
Mal Meninga with a freaking cast on, just freaking Mal Meningering everyone, more like it.
Yeah, sick.
But yeah, it was like a big sort of like Celtic shield thing, and then it had like the Raiders logo in the middle. And I had him booked in for 7 hours, and we sat down, and he was just like, "So do you watch footy?" And I was like, "No." And then we didn't say anything for the entire day. I think he was really hoping to have someone that was probably preferably male and really, really into footy.
Into footy.
It's just like, I'm neither of those things. I'm sorry. I'm going to play some emo music now, and you're just going to have to freaking deal with it. Cue Black Parade.
I'm sure you could have find some mutual
No.
interests.
No. He shut off completely. He was just like,
Man.
I'm not talking to this woman. I'm usually pretty good at talking to people, but there's just some people where I can't break the wall down.
Yeah, a good hint for clients and people who want to get tattooed, and you want to have a chat with your tattooers. Just
Talk about sport?
Yeah, sport. Yeah. Take a look around their station, around their room, and see the stuff on their walls, because we normally kind of wear our interest on our sleeves a little bit.
Literally.
Have a look around and see what's there, and you'll probably find out something to talk to us about.
But also, if you don't want to talk at all, that's also totally fine.
Yeah,
like,
that's chill too.
I really always appreciated it when clients were just like, hey, I am not very chatty, and also I'm really nervous, so I think I just want to lie here and just kind of get in the zone, listen to my music and stuff like that. I'm like, no worries, man. That's so fine. Because I would usually work faster if I wasn't talking to people as well, because I can be very expressive. So I'd have to stop and be like, right?
Splashing
just kind of, yeah, just like throwing things around and just, smacking people in the face and,
Yeah, no, 100%. Like some like I'm the same. Like someday, like some of the bigger tattoos I've gone on, I'm just like, yeah, like we'll chat for the first bit, and then I'm just kind of, hey, do you mind if I just put a podcast and just like shut the fuck up? Because I need to dial the fuck in, because I'm like,
it can be like real like mentally draining as well, talking to strangers all day every day, because you have to like, you're the one who's like trying to build the connection and like make people feel comfortable and stuff like that, and sometimes they'll be so nervous that they're not very good at chatting back, but you're trying to ease them, and you don't really kind of know if it's helping or not, so you're just like, all right, let's just try and talk to this person, like let's try and make them feel comfortable, try and make them feel welcome, and like like I'm recognizing that they are a person. Because I think that's something that builds a bad relationship with a tattooer, or a bad experience with a tattooer, is when you just feel like a piece of meat that's just getting drawn on, and you're just lying there and they're too concerned talking to people around them, or just like blasting music or whatever, and don't really kind of have the door open to sort of, I don't know, have a chat about stuff, and make you feel a bit easy.
And that goes back to like the whole point of like, we are in a service industry.
Yes.
And customer service is a part of it, and making your client feel, welcome, comfortable, heard, and all that other stuff is kind of part of it. And like, if you're not a chatty person, like, I get it. Like some days I'm not super chatty too. But you have to, like check in with your client, at least, be customer forward. And if there is like, you're doing a big tattoo and there's a spot where you really have to dial, it's like,
gross.
Yeah, sorry.
Everyone hear that? Josh just burped. It was disgusting.
I did burp. I apologize. I had to
too much Bactine, mate.
Yeah, I had to wolf a quick little cheeseburger before this because I was hungry. Tattoos are very bad at eating.
Oh yeah,
On
just
schedule.
like chefs. Like chefs are really bad at eating. Tattooers are really bad at eating. Just eat trash, because you're just like, oh, I'm feeling like kind of really like lightheaded at the moment. It's probably because I haven't eaten in 3 days. I'm just gonna go smash a cheeseburger real quick.
Yeah, we're bad at it.
I made and consumed ratatouille before I came. This is my life now.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, it was so good.
What was I saying? Yeah, but like, yeah, looking after clients and like, yeah, if there's a point where you really need to like dial in and say, hey man, like, do you mind if we just like, I just really need to like laser in on this spot? Like, give me like 30 minutes just to really like lock it in. No talkies, and then like we'll take a little break, grab some water, grab you some snacks, whatever else. Yeah, so I've had clients who are just literally like one-sided conversation, they're just talking at me, and I'm just like,
Oh yeah.
and I'm like, cool, dude. And then other ones will like we'll talk about like stuff that we're mutually interested in, and that's like because we've gotten to know each other over multiple tattoos. We know each other's like interests, so it's very easy to pick back up where you started.
You get a guy come in and he's just like, man, did you see the new Doom trailer? And just like, holy shit, let's talk about that for the next 3 hours.
Pretty much, or music or whatever, like kind of like tickles our fantasy on the fancy
Doom,
on the day.
only Doom.
The Dune?
We can only talk about Doom.
I haven't. I kind of watched Dune 1, and
No,
I have.
Doom.
Oh,
Doom.
Doom. Oh, I thought you were saying Dune.
No, Dune Toon.
Ah. No, what's the trailer to Doom?
You haven't seen the new?
No,
Doom
I haven't
trailer?
seen it, dude.
We're gonna have to talk about this.
I've been too busy drawing.
It would be no. I feel like you should watch it as well because I feel like it's probably going to be very inspirational for your next made to suit because you've got all this fucking gnarly shit in it.
Dude, if I'm going to be doing a Doom mashup, I'm going to be doing an MF Doom / Doom.
I saw a car the other day that had MF Doom as the license plate and the freaking like emblems on the front and back with a mask.
Fuck yes.
And I was like, how much did you spend on that?
Not enough.
I'll give you double, mate.
Yeah, I just do another little flash sheet for May the 4th, and I put 3CPO in the gold MF Doom mask because he says we're doomed. So it made sense, right? Please someone get that.
Please validate me and my choices.
Yeah, come on, get some cool Star Wars tattoos. Another year, another May the 4th flash sheet.
May 4th's coming up.
Yeah, dude, it's this week. This week.
Day after the election.
Yeah, go vote,
we
and
don't talk
then
about that.
then come get a
Then
cool
get a tattoo.
cool tattoo. Yeah.
Yeah, your freedom tattoo or whatever. You can have your democracy sausage and your freedom tattoo.
Patriots tattoo.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Has everyone been getting those text messages?
I have not, thank God.
I got two.
Oh, you're so lucky. We're on the yellow, and then a little bit of blue. Then it's like done. Then it's like done.
Yep. Feeling great about it.
I've lost track of time. How long have we been going for, actually?
About an hour 20.
Oh, right on time.
Yeah. Right on time.
I'm a man of my word.
Heart rate steady. Can't be too bad.
Yeah, so no, you don't get spoiler warnings with trailers. Talk me through the Doom trailer. What am I keen for? What's going on?
I think the shield buzzsaw thing is pretty fucking cool.
Ooh. Is it going to make Marvel cool again? Because fuck, they've been struggling.
Well, I don't know who's watching, who's been playing Marvel Rivals, but I feel like people are getting really fucking into that at the moment. Oh, yes, are we bringing up the fucking trailer?
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm sure we're going to get claim to this, but we can...
Cares, man, it's worth it.
Yeah, get a little sneak peek.
Just put a big censor bar on it when we upload it to
The
YouTube.
whole fucking thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can cut it out. Doesn't it look
Is
sick?
this a trailer or a games trailer? 'Cause this looks like a video game.
It is a video game.
Oh!
You never played Doom before?
I thought you were talking about like fucking like Marvel like Doom, like
No!
Doctor Doom. Too many Dooms. There's too many Dooms. Fuck yes, Doom. Yeah, no, now
Freaking Metal Doom.
Yeah, no, I'm fucking on board. Fucking yeah.
Doom Dark Ages, man.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Fucking,
Yeah, still watch the tattoo.
yeah, I'm watching the trailer and the tattoo at the same time. I like a multitask.
Oh my god. You guys on the road, man.
I can color inside the lines.
I'll let you know if you're going outside.
Yeah,
Just watch.
Sick.
Doesn't it look cool? There it is.
Oh yeah, now I see it. Yeah, fuck yeah.
Thanks for bringing this up, so we're finally on the same page, because you had no idea what the hell I was talking about.
Talking about a game movie, like they were making a Doom.
No, they already did that with The Rock.
Here we go.
way back when.
Hell yeah. Yeah, I remember when the last Doom trailer dropped and it was fucking hype. It was so fucking good.
Crazy. I'm gonna lose my fiance to this for I don't know how long.
It's Baldur's Gate all over again.
Mate, fucking Baldur's Gate. Like just him trying to get home before me so that he could play some before I got back and actually wanted to watch TV.
Just play together. It's multiplayer.
No, we just finished playing Split Fiction. That was sick. Did you play that, or did Lucy?
I don't
play
get
someone else?
I don't get to game very much, and when I do, I tend to revert back to my old school games. So, I was a '90s kid.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, so I play like when I'm like, oh, I feel like a bit of gaming. I'll pick up Heroes of like Might and Magic 3.
I'll pick up
and
Ratchet
I'll play a
Clank.
couple campaigns of that. That shit's like 20 plus years old now. That's really old now. Fuck.
I know. Don't you just love thinking about how old you are?
I know it's fun.
Yeah, I've still got my PS2 with all my Ratchet and Clank games.
Perfect.
Yep. Oh man, and they freaking remastered Medieval, which was my favorite game from my PS1 for PS5.
That was a good
and
game,
it was
actually.
sick. It was so cool, Josh. You have to play it.
They're all about the remasterings now. Everything old is cool again, like jorts and Jenko jeans.
Excuse me, who the fuck are you hanging out with? Jorts?
Jorts are back.
Yeah,
Jorts are back in meme form.
Nah, they're back in genuine form.
Oh my
yeah. It's called the thing's called loser core. Dressing like how we used to dress when we
I
were
hate
kids.
this. This is awful.
It's actually the second time this topic's been talked about.
I was about to say, yeah. I think it's yeah.
All right, we'll go off jorts. Remember Supre? What a store.
Isn't it still around or is it done?
I have no idea. I just remember those belts that they had there that were basically like a piece of stretchy fabric with like a little clip on it.
Mm-hmm.
They were just the most hideous fucking things.
A lot of pink leopard print.
Yep, those were the days. The 2000s, my friend.
Yeah.
When you just slathered that freaking foundation on your skin that was like 3 shades too dark.
Yeah, one of our commenters mentioned that this is the second time jorts have been brought up.
Oh, man, jorts pretty cool.
I guess jorts are back then.
Yeah.
It's on everybody's lips.
Did jorts ever go out of fashion? Let's be honest.
God.
I think for guys it was like the double layered polo collar pops and the fro hawks. That's my memory.
Bring back frosted tips.
Oh yeah, I had fucking frosted tips.
Yeah,
Holy
frosted
shit.
tips and that Justin Timberlake noodle hair. Remember that?
I never had that because I couldn't rock it.
The high gel.
The
where
high
It
gel.
just looks like Maggi chicken flavor, like right on the head.
How did our hair get through all that product? I don't know.
I lost a lot of my hair.
Some of ours didn't get through.
Yeah, no, it didn't. Yeah, man, what a time.
Good times though.
Crazy days, you know. Back when I was a youth.
Living on the brink of before the internet, before like YouTube. And...
Yeah, I remember not having a phone.
Yeah,
Remember
dude.
that?
My first phone was the classic Nokia 3310 with a snake.
Mine was pink Motorola.
Oh, did you get the Razor? The Motorola Razor?
Wasn't that a scooter?
Motorola? No, the flip phone. It had like all the buttons were like sleek and steel, and it was.
Yeah,
They-
yeah. I think
I think they remade like a couple of years back. They're like, it's back, but in smartphone form.
Bring back Pogs. Remember Alf? He's back
in Pog form. Classic Simpsons.
Yeah, there you go. That shows our age. I've been resisting so hard, just doing Simpsons quotes all night, but I think I've earned it.
Do you know what makes a really good tattoo?
Simpsons.
Yeah. I feel like every apprentice ever
Has Simpsons Flash? I know I
has
did.
Simpsons Flash.
Simpsons Halloween Flash. That was always a huge one.
That reminds me, I need to make Danny draw up some Simpsons Flash.
That's a must.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I have 2 Simpsons tattoos. Because I have Bart throwing the plate out the window because my nickname for a little while, because I'm so pale, was Fine China.
Yep.
So it was goodbye, Fine China.
China?
And I also have the smoking monkey.
Oh,
And
what
it
was his name again?
Wasn't it just... I thought it was just like... you also get the smoking monkey. Better cut down there, Smokey.
I swear he had a name.
I don't think he's got a name.
Because he was Krusty Smoking Monkey, right?
No. That's Mr. Teeny. The
That's
smoking
what I'm
monkey
thinking
that
of.
you get from Lionel Hutz.
Oh, yep. No, okay. Now,
As one of the bonuses.
mixing my references.
Yep.
Mixing my references.
Have my card. Turns into a sponge when you put it in water. Isn't that something?
Classic Simpsons.
It's so good.
Love classic Simpsons. Oh, we're on the home stretch. We just got a little bit of blue to go. Any hot questions? Send them in now.
Yeah, what do you want me to get on the other foot, everyone? 'Cause let's do that right now.
Oh, yeah.
I wanted to actually ask Alice about your work at BMA.
Oh, man.
Yeah, throwbacks.
Yeah, your
Throwbacks. It hasn't been that long since I left
Drunken
it.
Disorderly column.
Yeah, I did that
Was it
for
Great
fucking
piece.
8 years or something. But, like, I was doing gig reviews and interviews with BMA for probably about 11 or 12 years, maybe. Yeah, I got to interview some people that I never thought that I would ever get a chance to talk to, which was pretty freaking cool. And my holy grail that the person that I wanted to interview before I retired from it. I say retired because it was just like a side gig because it's all volunteer work. But I was just like, man, if I can interview Henry Rollins one day, that'd be like the top tier, like I could die happy. And then I fucking did it. And then I was just like, all right, cool. I'm good now.
Nothing but downhill from here.
Yeah, like I still had a couple of good ones after that. Like I've interviewed Cram from Spiderbait a couple of times.
Yeah.
He's real nice. We got to hang out a few times as well because he's just such a chiller. Classic beach bum kind of guy because he just wears like cut off like
Jorts.
denim, not jorts. Just wears cut offs and thongs everywhere. And yeah, interviewed a couple of people from UMI, which was really cool. Interviewed oh man, why am I blanking? Leno and Woodley was a huge one for me because I watched Leno and Woodley when I was a kid. That was actually the thing that me and my fiance bonded over when we worked in hospitality together like 10 years ago. Because we were the only ones who knew who the fuck Leno and Woodley were. So we were just quoting Leno and Woodley at each other. And yeah, and then 7 years later we started dating. But, you know, that was a slow boil, that one. But we got there in the end. Yeah, who else? Oh, Louise Post. Louise Post was an awesome one. She's in Veruca Salt. She's... you know that Foo Fighters song Everlong?
Mm-hmm.
That's written about her.
No shit.
Yeah. That was pretty freaking cool. She was so nice. And that was always the cool thing as well, was just like interviewing these people and just being like, you know, because they say don't meet your heroes, but like, I don't know, all of them were pretty freaking lovely. I can't think of anybody who wasn't just super sweet and down for a chat, and yeah, but that was a really cool part of my life.
That's refreshing. It's nice to meet people like, and they're actually like a cool person.
Yeah.
And not a douchebag.
Yeah. But yeah, and then got to play with Spiderbait last year, which was really
I was about to
fucking
say, I'm
cool.
like, didn't you play with Spiderbait as well? Like, Fun Time Pony? Was it Fun Time Pony?
No, that was the gig that they did that opened.
No, you were just
sometime.
going to go, hanging with them. That's
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
We were talking about that. That's why it popped in my head.
No, we played with them at
A little bit more
UC.
red, I'm sorry.
That's okay. Played with them at UC Refectory. I think it was like October last year or something.
Nice.
My favourite band that we've played with that I listened to on Triple J as a kid was Magic Dirt. They were so cool, and they're like, Adelita is hands down the nicest person in the Australian music scene, no question. She is so sweet, so like doesn't like have any kind of ego about her whatsoever. Like she was playing solo when we played with Spiderbait, and she saw that our green room was just a couple of stools next to the stairs with like a bucket on the ground with a couple of beers in it. Perfect. And she was just like, I'm in my green room all by myself. Do you guys want to come in? I was like, yeah, sure. There were just sandwiches everywhere. And she's like, yeah.
Can we bring the bucket?
Yeah. She like picked up the sandwiches and she's like handed them around. She's like, you guys hungry or anything? La, la, la. And just like so nice. But yeah, first time we played with them was at ANU. And yeah, we just got on like a freaking house on fire. They were all so nice. And they were just like, oh, do you want to come back to our motel and play dominoes with us afterwards? And we were like, okay. I haven't played dominoes since I was a little kid, but why the fuck not? And they were staying at the Red Cedar motel, like the really shitty motel, like just near the highway. Fuck, it was just like, this is rock and roll right here. And we showed up and they'd gone to Macca's and they'd just bought like a shitload of chips and all of the different sauces. So we had this like Macca's fries and sauce buffet in one corner, and then just like all of us huddled around the tiniest little table all playing dominoes together. It was so cool, and all of us were just pinching ourselves being like, this is so awesome.
This
like
is peak life.
Yeah, this is something I'm going to remember forever.
Core memory unlocked.
Yeah, they gave us all nicknames, and yeah, I think I asked Raoul. I was just like, so you guys like play dominoes with all the bands that you play with? And they were just like,
just the
no. And they were just like, oh, I can't think of anybody else that we've actually played dominoes with. And then Adelita was just like, no, we played with Eskimo Joe. And I was just like, cool, fuck yeah. And then we left at like 3 a.m. or something, and we were just sitting in Mel's car, and we were all just sitting there just being like, that was really cool. Did that just happen? That was awesome. And yeah, I think that was definitely my favorite band that we've ever played with. And it, like, even now when I see Adelita around, like if she's in town or whatever, she still recognizes us and comes and gives us hugs and stuff. Like, she's just such a sweetie pie.
It's nice to hear that, yeah. It's the same with like listening over like Scarlett's ones, like just some cool people in the industry still who like,
yeah, well, she's
can like still like hang out and like hang with the up and comers.
Yeah, they don't have to be in their own separate rooms, and you know, I guess I don't really have time to.
In the eyes.
Yeah, yeah.
There we go.
Oh my god, I'm so proud of myself.
You sat fantastically.
Thanks. I know
and,
that I
like
kicked
did
a
not
bit.
cry once.
I sure didn't.
Get a little clean off.
Amazing.
Put some shellac on that.
Shellac.
Now you have one cool little foot tattoo.
Now I have to get another one because I got a match.
I know, because you'll feel uneven. You'll walk heavily on one side until you get another one done. It's just what happens. I don't make the rules. It's just what happens. You have to even out your tats, otherwise you weigh more on one side. It's physics. What can I say?
This is how you get returning clientele.
Yeah, I do. Beautiful.
Amazing.
I have to get me out of here in a wheelchair, man.
Yeah, it should be a bit swirly for the next
oh no, it's just
couple
like
little
it's
bits.
just my like Achilles tendon has just like seized because it's just been in that position for so long.
Sometimes
Tatty's fine.
Sometimes I say that it's not the tattoo hurts; it's the weird position you have to sit in to receive the tat.
100%.
That sucks well worse.
100%.
Well, solid effort, amazing work, Josh and Alice. Amazing work, taking that in stride. What do you think? How's it look?
I'm stoked. I'm stoked that it's over.
Yeah, do you want to change your mind mid tattoo?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, can you just peel it off, please? Thanks very much.
Permanent?
Oh my god. Yeah, they used to have like the classic thing in the corner of just like free tattoo removal, and it's just like a cheese grater on the wall.
A cheese grater or a saw or
Yeah,
some other thing.
yeah.
Like, lol.
Excellent. Well, we'll let you enjoy the tattoo, and thank you, everyone, for watching and sharing your questions and partaking in this for the last 2 weeks, because it's been a lot of episodes lately. So thank you for all watching, and then thank you both for taking some time in the studio tonight.
No, thanks for doing all the podcasts. Everyone's had like a killer time, and it's been great doing these, showing people a little bit like what happens as it happens, and
Yeah, it's awesome.
yeah, hopefully it makes it seem like a little bit less scary to come get a tattoo.
Yeah,
It's
now
not too bad.
it's time for you to get a tattoo, man.
Yeah, I know. I got to break the
You're
seal.
next up.
Yeah. I'll do it with the laptop switcher on the
We'll get someone else to do that for you so you can enjoy the experience.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, thank you so much, and we'll catch you next time. See ya.
See you guys.